everyone, it's Drew here. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about one of my all-time favorite composers, the one, the only, the legendary Grant Kirkhope. The man is a true class act, but I wanted to take some time today to focus on what I personally consider to be his overall best game soundtrack, and that is Donkey Kong 64. So the way I wanted to frame this video is talking about the concept of Yin and Yang. So Yin and Yang are two complementary principles of Chinese philosophy. With Yin, it more represents the negative and dark, while Yang represents the positive and the bright. So when you look at Grant Kirkhope's work in Donkey Kong 64, there's that theme playing all throughout it, and I kind of wanted to take a look at a lot of the tracks in that to see how there's that constant yin and yang going back and forth. And we're going to go ahead and start with that with the main theme of the game. Now, for both the audio and the gaming footage that you see in this video, I'm going to be using a video posted by Gem Gaming. He did a remastered version of Donkey Kong 64's soundtrack here using something called Ultra High Quality 360 Audio. And you should check out his channel. He has a number of really good, high quality sounding soundtracks on it. So that's what I'm going to be using for today. And we're going to go ahead and start with the main theme of DK Isle. Now, starting here with the DK Isle, first of all, we have here the Yang, which is the positive end, and DK Isle just represents the home of the Kongs. It represents just the peace, the tranquility, and everything they have just living there. They're a big family, and when you're exploring around this area, you really get a sense of just kind of how this calm and peaceful this place is to live at. But one of the first things you do after you've maybe explored the island a little bit, matter of fact, that's the first place that the game points us to, is towards Clumsy's cage here. And you eventually find your way in, and you find Clumsy. He's all sad. He doesn't know what he's going to do, and he tells you that he's hidden the keys amongst all these different bosses. So we have here, the music is all sad, it's all sullen. Clumsy is just all depressed, and then DK just says, "I will help you out here." DK will help you, and then this happens. This is like leaving after work on a Friday, and again, we just have this back and forth. We have the dark and depressing and sullen, and then suddenly, Clumsy is happy. So it goes from a minor key to a major key, flipping back and forth there. So let's go ahead and just move a little bit further in this here. Now, each of the levels that you explore in this game, they have their own lobby, which has a variation on the DK Isle theme. And I wanted to point this out here, that, like I said, there's a constant balance of back and forth. We have here, starting with the jungle japes, kind of more a light and bouncy thing, and then you go a little bit further in the game, and there's the angry Aztec version. Now, this is still like on DK Island itself, so it still sounds, it's an Aztec, it's a deserty version, and it still has that, that lightness to it. But then after you get past this level, that is when you start going to Crocodile Island, and when you go to Crocodile Island, this is how things go down there. You head on over to Crocodile Island, and it's the main theme, but it's completely changed. And that's where I'm kind of getting at overall with kind of the genius of this soundtrack, is his ability to use themes tie a lot of times the same theme together and have both a light and a dark side to it. And I think that's just really cool. So the feeling and the mood completely changes. I mean, you're no longer feeling like, it's no longer peaceful, it's no longer happy. It's like there's a sense of despair despair over even the weather changes. So I think that's just really cool. Now, in the entrance to Frantic Factory, kind of still akin to the same thing. This is a level in Frantic Factory, so still that same darkness. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. So continuing on with that theming, the next level is going to be Gloomy Galleon, which is also a part of Crocodile Island. We have it's sounding all sad and depressing here too. Now with Banjo-Kazooie, like they kind of had more of a thing where the themes would transition into each other, but here it's like whenever you enter a lobby, it completely just restarts to set the mood of the level you're about to go to, and here Gloomy Gallon is a gloomy place, a very, very gloomy place, and I'm just going to let it play a little bit longer because it's a part I absolutely love, probably one of my favorite parts of this soundtrack overall. Da-da. Ta-da. Wow. Amazing stuff. That's just amazing. I love it. Da, da, da. So there. We have, again, like, it's just whenever it's a DK's island, when it's a level there, it's like happy theming, kind of the yang, the positive, but here we definitely have the yin. With Crocodile Island. But the next level, we go back to DK Isle, and we go to Fungi Forest. And we're back here to the calm, the peaceful, and the happy. Like I said, this theme is so versatile. This theme is so versatile, what it can do and go all over the place. And same thing, we go to Crystal Caves the next. That's also on DK Isle. So, and it's still, we're still flipping. We're still flipping back and forth, like depending on like which part of the overall world we're in, whether we're in like DK's Isle or in Crocodile Isle. Then we kind of flip back the other way to Creepy Castle. And I'm going to play this here. Crocodile Isle, Creepy Castle. Again, like back to the darkness. It does so well at setting moods. That's the main thing I do love about his soundtrack, is how well it does set those different moods. And again, right before you go to the Hideout Helm, which is Crocodile Isle. But anyways, you get the picture. But the funny thing is, this idea of like, yin and yang, it doesn't just play out of just like the general feelings of like the overall and stuff. They almost like play within the levels themselves. Gloomy Galleon. I'm just going to play a little bit of that here. This is again, a very sad, very sullen, very gloomy kind of place. And you're just swimming around in here, and it's kind of, you kind of help but feel maybe slightly depressed just swimming through it all. It like really just captures that mood. It's a gloomy place, but somewhere in the depths of this gloomy place, there is the light, and that's part of why I love this music right here. At the Mermaid's Palace, again, you have to find the light within the darkness sometimes, and this might be my overall favorite track in the game, because it's just beautiful. And it kind of, if there's any single piece of music that represents just the general feeling of nostalgia, I would say it would be this one. I could listen to this one a lot. It's a good one. And again, going to also Fungi Forest, which is, when you first go there, it is a bright and happy place, and it has one of the most calm and peaceful, soundtracks in the game. I can't even talk straight, but I'm gonna scooch forward just a little bit here. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Gosh. Maybe it's not like, you could say some other games like Banjo-Kazooie, you could say it's like a better, like, so to say, video gamey sounding soundtrack, but DK64 just has a mood in and of itself that's like, it's just so good to listen to even outside of the game itself, and that's part of why I love it so much. But again, so Funky Forest has a duality to it, where there's both like the daytime, but then it can turn to night. And again, we see the flip side to all this. Where like it's no longer just like bright and happy place, it becomes like a bit of a dark and spooky place, which I love. And we have here yet again with like Funky Forest, just like the same like yin and yang, light and darkness, literally like kind of competing and complementing each other at the same time. And another level I think that it kind of shows this in a subtle way as well, which is Crystal Caves. Crystal Caves, again, just it's on DK Island, so it's going to have kind of that calm and peaceful feeling that all the other levels like have to it when you go to DK Isle. And here's the thing about this level: you get settled in. You think that everything is all good, everything is all happy, everything is all peaceful, and you're getting caught up in listening to this, and then suddenly this happens. Going to, so I can find it here. And this keeps happening. This scene where this big guy keeps slamming down and making stalactites fall on you, and it happens periodically where you have that calm interrupted by this. And it seems to just be opposing to that. But eventually, once you finally find you find the way to them, you get rid of them, and then you can listen to it uninterrupted, which is I don't know, it's kind of cool. Now, there are just a few other little things I wanted to kind of point out with this, just about the soundtrack in general, and again about the theming of Yin and Yang. But going back to Jungle Japes here, we have a version of David Wise's DK Isle Swing, and Grant Kirkhope does his own little take on it. And we have yet here again from the very first level, just again that flipping back and forth between the light and darkness. And Grant Kirkhope, of course, put his own little additions to the music. I'm going to just play a little bit further here. So Grant Kirkhope took this classic tune and like made it a lot of ways his very own. So, but again, here within even just the very first level, we have this back and forth. So we go to, there's a storm version of this. Dun 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 dun. Again, just showing how versatile Grant is with like the same melodies, this different stuff that he can do with it, to completely change the mood of it and everything there. So those are kind of the main things I wanted to talk about in this particular video. It was kind of loosey-goosey. I wanted to go back and forth so I can just kind of quickly get my thoughts out to you guys. But what do you guys think? I think overall, Grant Kirkhope is a master musician, and this whole duality thing is kind of why Donkey Kong 64 is my overall favorite soundtrack as his. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We have passed over 1,070 subscribers. Thank you so much for the support. Be sure to go ahead, drop a like, subscribe to this channel, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody!